Graph the linear inequality. X minus 2y is greater than or equal to 4. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to solve this linear inequality for y. So the first thing we'll do is subtract x from both sides. And we get negative 2y is greater than or equal to 4 minus x. And then we're going to divide both sides by negative 2 to get y by itself. And with linear inequalities, anytime you multiply or divide by a negative number, you switch the sign around. So instead of being left side is greater than or equal to right side, we get left side is less than or equal to the right side. So on the left side, the negative 2's cancel, we get y, which is what we wanted. And on the right side, we'll get 4 over negative 2 minus negative x over 2. This whole term here becomes negative because of this negative 2. Now let's simplify a little bit more. When you're subtracting a negative, you're actually adding a positive. So that's y is less than or equal to 4 divided by negative 2 gives us negative 2 plus x over 2. That's the same as 1/2 x. And I'll show you this up here. So x over 2, that's the same as 1x over 2. So that's equal to 1/2 x. And we can prove that. Let's say x is 4. On this side we'd have 1 times 4 over 2 is equal to 1/2 times 4. 4 over 2 is 2, and that is equal to 1/2 of 4 is 2. So these two here are the same. Now I'm just going to switch these two around so that way we don't lead with a negative over here. So our equation becomes y. I'm sorry, I'm going to write this over here so it's kind of out of the way. We get y is less than or equal to 1/2 x minus 2. So I'm going to erase some of our messy work here so that we can start graphing. And we'll start graphing a linear inequality just the way we'd graph a linear equation. Plot some points. So I'm going to pick x. Let's do negative 2, 0, and 2. So when x is negative 2, we get y is less than or equal to 1/2 times negative 2. And I'm going to put a 1 over it just because I feel like I like having fractions with fractions, minus 2. And we'll notice here that these two 2's will cancel, but that negative will stay there. So this becomes negative 1 minus 2. Y is less than or equal to negative 1 minus 2. So y is less than or equal to negative 3. So that's our point here. I'm sorry, I have to keep erasing. I don't have very much space. So the next point, we'll do the same thing. We'll plug 0 in for x. That'll just cancel the 1/2, so we get 1/2 times 0 minus 2. This all goes to 0, so our y is just negative 2. And then we'll plug in 2 for x, 1/2 times 2, and again I'm just going to put that 1 under there because I like dealing with fractions that way, minus 2. 2's will cancel, so we get 1 minus 2, and that gives us negative 1. So now we'll plot our points. We get negative 2, 3, so negative 2x, 3 for y, or negative 3 for y, sorry. When x is 0, y is negative 2, and when x is 2, y is negative 1. So that's where our line is going to be. But this is an inequality, so we have one more step. We need to see which side of our line we just drew makes the inequality true. And I'm going to use the origin here because that's the most clear-cut way to figure out if this side over here is where it's true or this side over here. So what we do is we just plug in the point 0, 0 into our inequality. So y is 0, so 0 is less than or equal to 1/2 times 0 minus 2. This goes to 0, so what we have is 0 is less than or equal to negative 2, which is false. that is not the case. 0 is greater than or equal to negative 2. So since we know that the side with the origin on it, that point doesn't work, we know that our solutions will lie in this side. So we fill in, because it's a less than or equal to here, we fill in this side. And that is how we graph our linear inequality.